Hi guys, Robo46 here and welcome yourselves to the penultimate round of Robo's Racing League on MotoGP 15. We are racing at Sepang for round 17. Let's have a look, see how qualifying went. It was one racer as always on pole, 0.6 ahead of R. Morland, 99 in second. I was 0.7 behind in third. Dylan was 4th, Brandy Scales 5th, Morland 97 in 6th, and Biker 7202, aka SDB Biker, in 7th. So, let's line up on the grid. My, well, another front row start for me, which I was really happy with. Really close with R. Morland 99 and, of course, Dylan as well. All three of us battling for third in the championship, but an unfortunate disconnect for R. Morland 99, and yeah, not good for him. So off the line, staying in second place, one racer's off pole in the lead, but into the first corner, quite a few people go really wide, including one racer. So I decide I'm going to take the lead for once, and I do. One racer tries to get back in front, but I get a better exit, and away I go. Now usually when I lead a race it isn't for very long, it's only for like a couple of corners, but at the moment one racer went a bit wide again. I was still in the lead, and I was thinking to myself, what's going on? I was getting a little bit scared actually, because I didn't often lead. And I was kind of thinking, well, if I can continue doing really nice clean laps, then we might be laughing here. Obviously one racer was never going to go away. You can still see the arrow just behind. There's in fact two arrows because Morland 97 is in third. Although it was actually R. Morland 99, because when R. Morland disconnected, his brother Morland 97 gave him his controller so that he could race in here, but we'll talk about his results a bit later, and what points he actually gets. So for the sake of this race we're just going to call him Morland. So I was still in the lead, half second ahead of one racer. He was fighting with Morland in third, and we were coming to the end of the first lap. Just the last corner to manoeuvre around. And hey, look at that, I led the first lap. It's not very often I get to say that in the league races. Especially when one racer, N-Jack and Pistol are racing. N-Jack and Pistol not racing again. But at the moment I'm still in the lead. Morland is still fighting with one racer. How long would I stay in the lead? Well, let's see what happens. These two still battling ferociously behind. Still right behind me. There's two arrows. I was waiting for the inevitable move from one of them. Just seen one racer pop in a shot. A little bit of curb there. I was quite lucky not to go down, because if you take a bit too much curb you can crash quite easily. One racer does get a better exit and he moves into the lead. I tried to retaliate and momentarily take the lead back, but cock up my exit, so one racer back into the lead. And then again back into the lead momentarily, but not the best exits. This corner dodgy as hell. If you take it really tight and you touch the curb, you are down. Even if you just lightly touch the curb, you're down. I move back into the lead again, but one racer gets me on the exit, so I go into a slipstream. Remembering that at the end of this straight I need to brake a little bit earlier, because obviously I'm taking a bit more speed than usual with the slipstream. I go a little bit wide, but at this corner you can go wide and cut it back and get a pretty good exit. So that's what I do. Racer just set the fastest lap of the race. I'm still right behind him. Morlan is still right behind me. So could I stay with one racer? Could I go away with him? Who knows what would happen in this race? Basically 0.6 up to one racer and just over half second back to Moorland. So pretty much the same gaps front and back. Trying to keep it nice and smooth. Pulling away slowly from Moorland, falling slowly further behind one racer. There are a couple of dodgy corners on this track, but most of them aren't too bad. I mean, the one that I mentioned just a minute ago, the one we're literally just about to come up to with the really dodgy inside curb. Definitely want to stay away from that, but also the rear kind of loses a bit of grip when you're turning, so you can't go in there too quick. You can't go in as quick as what you could in GP14. Dylan and STB Biker having a little bit of a battle in 4th and 5th. As we come to the end of lap 3. One racer goes really wide. I try to see if that helps me catch him back up, but no, it doesn't. Even if I did, it was only like fractionally. And again, he puts the fastest lap of the race in, 1:53.7, 1.8 behind. But more importantly, I am pulling away from Moorland in 3rd. When we come up to the next split, we'll see what the gap is. Just over a second up to one racer and 1.3 back to Moorland, so I was starting to get into no man's land. So at this point we're going to skip forward a few laps onto lap 6. Lap 5, I had a really atrocious lap 5. I made loads of mistakes. I was going on curbs and cocking up a few corners, so I ended up losing a load of time, basically a second to Moorland, and he was now only 0.4 behind. One racer was 6 seconds up the road, so he was pretty much done. Now it was going to turn into a battle between myself and Moorland for who could get second place. I get a slightly better exit out of the last corner, but that meant that he could now use slipstream. Sure enough, past he comes. Into the first corner, try to outbrake him. It's pretty much neck and neck going into the first corner. Didn't get the best of exits at that corner, but still just enough. But around here, sliding on the exit, lost a load of drive. Moorland comes past. So try to go up the inside, but a bit too hot, go a bit wide, miss the apex. Moorland still in front. At this point, I was starting to panic a little bit. I mean, it's not often I manage to take a second place, so I'm trying to stay with Moorland and battle for that second place. Again, hit the curb, go on the curb on the exit, lose more drive. Wasn't looking too good at this point. Lap 7, there's not that many laps left. So I kind of had to have a word with myself and psych myself back up, and I was pretty much starting to get back on terms with him. Trying to brake as late as possible without going wide. Trying to stand the bike up and get a good drive without spinning up the rear too much. Try not to go on the rev limiter when changing gears. Just trying to do everything I could to stay with him, and it was working. Got a good drive out the last corner. I was right with him in his slipstream into the first corner. He goes a little bit wide on the entry, but not too bad. I was just trying to pressure him now, just so that he knew I was still there. He had a bit of a slide there and I get a better exit, and we were back in for a battle. One racer miles ahead, as he has been all season. STB Biker and Brandy Scales battling in 4th and 5th. An annoying notification comes up, but this time it doesn't affect me. I'm trying to stay with Moorland. Still pressuring him. Really good fight. A lot of fun as well. Just getting back in front of him again, just to pressure him a bit more, try and force him into a mistake. But he is a quick rider. And it wasn't going to happen. So us coming round to finish lap 8. It was still to play for 2nd place. We're going to come round to start the penultimate lap. We both go really wide. Moorland goes on the grass, which gave me a bit of breathing space, but only a tiny bit. Now we're going to switch over to the championship leader, one racer, for our masterclass. Although he did admit himself that after playing on the PS4 quite a lot on GP15, that he was taking a little bit of getting used to with the Xbox controller again. But still bloody quick. And you will see multiple times my name and Moorland's name come up, overtaken constantly throughout lap 9. But don't worry, you will see that after we look at one racer's lap. You may have just seen he almost crashed, just took a little bit too much curb and the rear stepped out, but fortunate enough not to crash. Tight twisty sections again, more overtaken a bit further behind. Loads of overtaking going on behind as we come to the penultimate corner. Who's looking good. Massive lead. At this rate he would be crowned the champion with N-Jerk not racing. So now let's switch back to the battle between myself and Moorland. Lap 9 into the first corner. Obviously we did just both go really wide. He went on the grass, but he's still right with me. A massive rear end spin by me. Just didn't give me the best of drive out the corner. Trying to stay off the curbs. Don't go on that curb when you're braking, otherwise you go all over the place. Different lines, different exit speeds. Just trying to claw my way back up to him. Up the inside, but not quite. But we're still really close together. Through I go. Is he going to cut back? Yes, he does. I cut back. Now this is the penultimate lap of the penultimate race. Third place is still, of course, much up for grabs. Almost crashed there, switching directions. Still keeping it together. Into the final corner. It's the penultimate time. I've said penultimate quite a lot this race. And here we go. It is time to start the final lap. 10.4 seconds ahead is one racer. We don't need to worry about him, we know he's going to win. Could I keep Morland behind me? Will he fight? Well, will he fight? I knew where I was a bit stronger, and that was pretty much the last sector of the track. I just had to put a decent lap together. Usually in the league races, I usually cock up quite a bit on the latter stages of the race. So I was trying my very best not to do that on the last lap. Still keeping Morland behind me. Waiting for the attack. Where would he do it? The arrow disappeared. I was starting to feel good. Starting to feel like I was pulling away. Even on the map, it's looking like I was pulling away. But that arrow, it was still there. Try not to get a bit too excited with the prospect of getting a second place. Don't want to cut this corner up. A race without crashes. Well, for me anyway. Probably one of my more consistent races apart from lap 5. And into the final corner we go. A little bit of a lead over Morland, and then you will see his bike go flying. He tried a last attempt to try and outbrake me and get into second place, but it wasn't meant to be. It was second place for me, and unfortunately Dylan, who is of course battling in third place as well, had a bit of a mare as well. I think he just had one of those races where nothing worked, braking on the curb, going all over the place. And then he had a horrible moment going into the hairpin. Usually a moment I usually have where the back steps out and then he just gets flung off his bike. And, yeah, unfortunate, but unfortunately it's happened to me loads of times, and it is really annoying. So, what were the results of the race, I hear you ask? Well, one racer won the race. I got my second place that, well, I was battling really hard for. Morland was third. It was SDB Biker in 4th, Brandy Scales 5th, Dylan was 6th, and Morland 99, who disconnected, in 7th. Now, I did speak briefly about him swapping controllers with his brother. Now, I've decided that the fairest way to do this is to obviously do what I've done throughout the whole series. If people disconnect, they get the points for the last position in that race. So even though we did race on his brother's account, he only gets the points for 7th place in that race, and his brother will get the points for 3rd place. Let's have a look, see what that's done for the championship. Well, one racer with that win has now clenched the first ever Robo's Racing League World Championship with 336 points. N-Jerk is still in 2nd. No one's going to be able to catch him, so he will take 2nd place in the championship with 272 points. Dylan is in 3rd after having that pretty bad race, an unlucky race, with 209 points. Morland 99 with that 7th place is in 4th with 207 points. Only 2 points separating them. I am in 5th with 203 points, so 6 points separates all three of us. Dylan, Morland 99 and myself in 5th. So the battle for 3rd in the championship will go to Valencia, 6 points separating all three of us. Pistol 73 is in 6th place still with 145s. SDB Biker in 7th with 129. ML007 Heskey, not being able to race this week, is still in 8th with 113 points. CA Specialised in 9th with 84. Brandy Scales 10th with 83. Mauler 97 in 11th with 58. And Magic Milk in 12th with 49. On the second page is GSXR Matt in 13th with 41 points. Surfing Kid 18, 14th with 37. My Sweaty Gibbons 15th with 32. Lukey B67 in 16th with 22. Colonel Carlos in 17th with 20 points. Dobby Dazzler in 18th with 11. Toyn Ho in 19th with 7. Dubman of 1989 in 20th with 7. And Samurai 41 in 21st with 4. So the top 2 spots of the championship are done and over with, but 3rd place is still all to play for. It's going to be a cracking finale at Valencia. It's going to be a great race. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Who will be 3rd in the championship? It's going to be a hard battle, and I don't like Valencia, so yeah. Good luck with that one. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more content, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See you!